Here we go again. Hey, infinite loop. Hey, infinite loop. Hey, infinite loop. Just like my hair. Oh, I think we're there. I'm just gonna like my hair. Fuck up the audio a bit so I can make sure that it works. Oh, it's gonna get real repetitive, I think, because it's. I'm just gonna hear the same thing. Fuck up the audio a bit so I can make sure that it works. Yeah. Okay. I think that means we are ready to go. Got the stream set up here. Why are you? Oh, it's using autofocus. Anyway, I think we're ready to go. I'm gonna get one more thing. I'm gonna get some toilet paper because I don't trust myself to keep clean all the time. Okay. I think we've got it all set up now. You should be able to hear me. You should be able to hear old Bob Ross. Because we will be painting today. Bleh. This is not going to be perfect, but I knew it wasn't going to be from the start, so who could have guessed? I'm gonna up that a little bit. And we will try our best. Got some brushes here. I've already gotten most of the paint. Again, it's not perfect, so the paint isn't exactly the same as the guy uses.
Hello, I'm Bob Ross, and I'd like to welcome
but I got
you
as close
to
as
the
I could.
26th Joy of Painting series. If this is your first time with us, let me extend a personal invitation for you to drag out some brushes and a few colors and paint along with us on each show, and I'll show you how to do some fantastic little paintings. And if you've been with us before, let me thank you for inviting me back for another series of painting shows. Tell you what, let's get right to it. Let's start out from here and have them run all the colors across the screen that you need to
This
paint
is the
along
only
with us.
color I
While
have,
they're doing
titanium
that, come on
white.
up here, let me show you what I've got
I'm gonna
done.
double check if I can.
I've
If that's
got
all
a
right.
standard old 18 by 24 inch
It's
canvas
difficult to
today,
see, but
but you use any size
you've got
that's
no other
convenient for
option.
you.
I've got some sort
And
of
I've
black,
covered the entire canvas with just a
some
fairly
sort of
even
brownish,
coat
because
of
apparently
liquid
dark
white.
sienna is brown. Some other
The
type
liquid
of
white
brownish. I
makes
think
the
it's actually
canvas
gold.
wet and makes it slick,
The only type of
and it
red.
allows us to actually blend color right here on the canvas
It's
rather
a
than
green.
working ourselves to death on the
And
palette.
then
So let's just take off
I
and
missed
do
the
a
Prussian
painting.
blue, I
It's
think.
very, very simple.
Cadmium
If you've never
yellow
painted before,
and yellow
this is one
ochre.
that you can
Wait,
do. Start off with a little tiny 2-inch brush
I'm missing a yellow color,
and we'll go into a
but
small
whatever.
amount of Prussian blue. Now, Prussian blue is a very strong.
And I didn't listen to him.
Allows us to actually
This
blend
is going
color
great.
right here on the canvas rather than working ourselves to death on the palette. So let's just take off and do a painting. It's very, very simple. And if you've never painted before, this is one that you can do. Start off with a little tiny 2-inch brush today.
I don't have a
We'll
2-inch
go into a
brush.
small amount of Prussian blue. Now, Prussian blue is a very strong, strong color. So we don't need much. Just pull a little bit out
Yeah, that's not
and
the same.
tap the bristles like so. And that'll assure that we have a nice even distribution of color
Oh, yeah.
all the way through the bristles. Okay, let's go right up here.
This sucks.
Now then, as I say, the canvas is covered with liquid white, so it's
I don't have
slick
that.
and wet. And we can start right up here at the top. And we just make little X's, little crisscross strokes, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
That simple. That easy. Now it's very easy to go back and make it darker, but it's a son of a gun to take it off. You can, but it's much easier just to start off with a little bit of color, and then you can always add more if you want it.
VHS
So I
tape isn't
suggest you
doing
start
too
with
good.
just a little bit of the Prussian blue, and then you can add as much as you want later on. We'll add a little more and make it a little darker.
Oh, yeah.
Just like so. And I'm going to leave some areas that are sort of open. By that I mean they just don't have much color on them. There. Maybe. Not like so. If you paint
This is like the second time in my life I've ever painted.
You know that this piece of canvas is your world. And in your world, you can do anything that your heart desires. On this piece of canvas, you have absolute and total freedom. That's what makes it so fantastic. maybe I'll have a cloud in this one. So I'm going to leave a spot open right there. And we'll just sort of see what happens. There. And you can make this as dark as you want or as light as you want. It really is up to you. We use no tracings or no patterns here. We just sort of let our mind go and our imagination flow to whatever area you want it to be in. There. A few little spots here and there. Something about like it. I tell you what, if you've painted with me before, you know I'm an absolute nut for water. I love water. So while we got this old brush full of some blue, let's add just a little bit more to the bristles like that. Just same way we loaded it before. And let's go right up in here, and we just pull across. Start from the outside and pull inward, like that. This will be still water today, I think. So still water is normally flat. A little bit more color, and then pull from the other side. I'm intentionally leaving a little area open right in here, because if everything...
Essentially, this will be an artist's impression, because I can call myself an artist, because why can't I? Of what Bob Ross would do. I'm just gonna check chat. Oh, I just got fucking paint on me already. Noti gang. Here we are.
It works just right. That'll look like a little sheen of light that comes right across there. Makes your painting exciting. Now, very gently, we can just go across the entire canvas.
We're just gonna put it everywhere?
And that takes out the little brush strokes and sort of brings everything together. Okay. Now, the most fun part of this whole technique is washing the brush. And we wash our brushes with odorless paint thinner. And in this can here, I have a screen in the bottom of it to scrub the bristles against. That allows the solid materials to settle and keeps the paint thinner relatively clean. And we'll shake it off and just...
Yeah, I don't have a spot to do that.
Just beat the devil out of it. That really is the fun part of this whole technique. Now,
there's some old paint
just
in
use
this.
the same old brush. I think today, to show you how easy this is, we'll only use, let's just use a 2-inch brush and maybe a knife.
Knife?
That'll be a challenge. I'm going to go right into a little bit of the white paint.
Okay.
Something like so, just tap.
Gotta wash my brush off. What do you think? What do you think? Beautiful, ain't it? Like he said, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. If I can sort of cleanse this. I've got a bunch of room behind it that I might be able to throw some dirty stuff on. God, it's already disgusting. I should have brought more. Or maybe just put less on. I think this entire painting's gonna look a little blue. But hey, it was Blue Monday yesterday, so maybe it's okay. I'm using acryl paint instead of acrylic, my bad. Acrylverf. I'm using acrylic instead of oil, which I think he uses oil. I don't know if you're even supposed to do this. Probably not. But I'm gonna dry it off a little like this. Because I don't... Apologies. I'm apologizing to my own table. Alright, we got a bunch of it out. I'm already happy.
Tap the bristles in there. Let's go back up in here. We said we was going to have a big old cloud that lives in our sky. So we just take that and sort of tap it. Just tap. All we're looking for now is just a very basic shape for our little cloud, or big cloud. Let's have a big cloud. There. About like so.
I'm gonna do a few smaller ones.
You decide in your world where all the little clouds and things live. It's totally and completely up to you. You can have them anywhere that you want. Maybe, let's go right here. Just drop something in like that. There. Maybe a little more. There. All we're doing is putting in a basic shape at this point. Very basic. Then I'll get to wash the old brush again. I just like to wash the brush because it's a lot of fun. Same way. Shake off the excess.
Hey, why do these clouds look a lot better than mine?
Just beat the devil out of it. There. And sometimes I'll take the brush and go across a paper towel just to be sure that it's really dry as I can get it.
Hey,
now,
look at that.
Gently.
This is just a really far away cloud.
One hair and some air. We just want to fluff this big old group of clouds that we have here. Just fluff them up. There, tease them a little bit. and then very lightly, just caress them. Go gently, gently across them.
Pause it so I can wash my brush. Ew. Something. It is something. I don't know what it is. Disgusting. Oh, yeah. Maybe I need a studio, you know? If you want to be a real fan of the channel, buy me a studio. Don't. That'd be a waste of money. I'm just gonna quickly see if we have any more. Oh, I should have put that. I'm gonna make that 2 different tabs. Ja. Waarom zit de smurfcum in de jar? Kom op, man. Kijk, bobballs. Beetje respect. Gaat dik? Dank je. Zo voelt het wel, hoor.
Something like so. And that easy. We have fantastic clouds in our sky. There. See? Nothing to it. You can do this. You absolutely can do this. I get letters every day from people all over the country that have never tried painting before. And they've seen us on TV and they've tried
kind of going across it. Oh, mine's wet.
And they're so excited.
You know what?
They take the paintings and they
Trust
show
them
them to friends and they show them to their family and they say, oh, you didn't do that. And some people tell me that they've had family members actually look close and try to find numbers, like they've done a paint by number. Okay, let's take some white. We get to moving along here. A little bit of the Prussian blue. We put some black in there.
Just a second, friendo. Oh, I trust you, Bob Ross. I trust you with all my might. But this don't feel good at all. I kind of like the. It's kind of silvery. Silvery? Silvery. It's probably something. Maybe it's something that you can only do when you have oil paintings or oil paint. I don't know. I'm just removing the clouds at this point. Why do I... Okay. Oh, I didn't ruin the clouds. I changed them. Okay, let's continue. I'm gonna go get some more clean water, I think. Because pretty sure I ruined it all by throwing in that Prussian blue that I don't have. The blue. I just have blue. We don't do Prussian in this household. Can you guys watch my painting for me? Painting. If I drip this or drop this, I'm gonna be so mad.
And they take the paintings and they show them to friends and they show them to their family and they say, oh, you didn't do that. And Some people tell me that they've had family members actually look close and try to find numbers, like they've done a paint by number. Okay, let's take some white. We get to moving along here. A little bit of the Prussian blue. We'll put some black in there. I want to make a gray.
Some
color.
white.
Maybe a little bit of lizard.
I already have some.
There.
Whoa! Chill.
So we have.
Do you want some white? Got some white. Should have gotten something bigger for this, but that's probably kind of obvious.
Find numbers, like they've done a paint by number. Okay, let's take some white. We get to moving along here. A little bit of the Prussian blue. We'll put some black in there.
Prussian blue. A little bit of black.
I want to make a gray color. Maybe a little bit of lizard crimson in there. Ooh, I like that.
Lizard.
So we have a little crimson, a little bit of Prussian blue, a little black, and a little white.
It's looking the same?
Sort of a grayish color, but it has a little bit
Doesn't look the same.
of crimson in it. I just wiped the old knife on a paper towel. Now then, still using the old 2-inch brush, we're going to just pull it through this color and wiggle it. Just wiggle it. That pulls it to a nice sharp, sharp edge. All right, see here? You can see how sharp it is. Very sharp. Maybe in our world back in here, maybe we have some little trees that live far, far away. Just take the brush, touch, give it a little push. See there? And you decide how many little trees are here. We don't want a lot of detail in this. It's too far away. Too far away. Just want a few little things in here. When you're doing landscapes, things that are far away should not show you a lot of detail. Just like when you're looking at things far away. You don't see every leaf, every stick, every twig. You see indications. You see basic shape, basic color. And that's what we're looking for. Maybe there's a little guy that lives right here in between all these big ones. There, he's a special tree. All right.
I think they're a little big compared to his painting.
Something about like that. Whatever. There's another one.
I want to keep it to that. He doesn't.
You decide. You decide how
kind of a
many
show
trees
off.
are in your world. Because each of us will see nature through different eyes. And you should paint what you see. Painting is very, very individual. That's the reason I don't like to use patterns or drawings on here first. Because I think it restricts creativity sometimes. Just do it and enjoy it. Very quickly you learn to compose as you paint. And that really may be the joy of painting. Same old brush, maybe right down in here. We'll begin filling in. Tell you what, let me grab another brush.
Hey, you said you were only going to use the 2-inch.
Down here. There, see? As you're painting, if you don't have drawings and stuff here, you begin to see things. And this looks like a good place to have a misty area. So just by tapping the base of it, look at that. Lift upward. Easy. That easy. Now then we can lift this down.
Show us. Me.
There, see? As you're painting, if you don't have drawings and stuff here, you begin to see things. And this looks like a good place to have a little misty area. So just by tapping the base of it, look at that. Lift upward.
See, because I have heavy fog in my area.
Easy. Now then we can come right along in here. Now see, it stands out now because you have that little misty area. Can just put a little thing right in there like that. Wherever. Watch here. One of the greatest things in this technique is reflections. I want to reflect those trees right down into the water. So you just pull it straight down like that.
You sure?
Across. And we have instant reflections.
You sure?
Just like that.
Okay.
All right. Take the knife. I'm going to take a little bit of
A
the
little
liquid
smaller
white
in the water.
and put a little titanium white with it. I want this to be a little there.
That's a different brush, right?
Take the knife. I'm going to take a little bit of the liquid white and put a little titanium white with it. I want this to be a little thinner, a little bit thinner than just straight titanium. Go cut across. Okay, let's go up in here. Get a little roll of paint. And with a knife, we'll just cut in a little water line. Something that lives right along in here.
A knife. Do I have a knife? Well, I do, but I'm gonna try something. Now, I have an actual karambit, but I don't want to use that. So, when I was younger, I made, I think it's bronze, some sort of bronze arm plate, essentially. And I tried to tie it up with, it's probably got something to do with tires. It's some sort of rubber. And I'd place it across my arm, and then whenever we'd play fight with friends, I'd have armor plating, but we'd have swords, like general training swords. And it wouldn't do much. It would just, well, I guess it would do what armor does, but it would dissipate the pain in multiple areas. But at least I didn't get any cuts, which shouldn't happen with practice swords anyway. Okay.
About like that.
Let's go back a little.
Get a little roll of paint, and with a knife, we'll just cut in a little water line. Something that lives right along in here. About like that. See how easy that is?
That's not doing anything.
Water lines in your painting should be basically straight. You can go anywhere you want to go with them, but because the water is flat, they should be basically straight at all times, or it just won't look right. It'll look like your water's gonna run right out of your
I
painting.
don't think I'm doing anything.
And it's bad when you have to tie a bucket on the side of your painting to catch the water. It sort of offends people when they look at your paint. There. All right.
I trust him.
Now then, let me wash the old brush again. I really just like to wash these brushes.
This one? We're not using that paint anymore?
And just cover everything in the house. Time to get crazy now. Let's take Prussian blue, midnight black.
Got that.
I'll put crimson in there, some sap green. We'll put some Van Dyke brown. Looking for dark color, and I'm going to mix up a pretty good pile of it. All right. Okay, let me wipe the old knife off.
That sucks. I'm running out of space here. I never had any to begin with. So, these colors again, maybe I should wash it first. Everyone still enjoying the stream? We've got viewers, which is impressive. It's already... You know what? You know what? I'm doing my best. Maybe I should have gotten a bigger water can. That maybe should be a definite. I think I'm gonna have to clean it off properly with a towel, and then for the next one, when we have to wash, I'll probably have to go get some new water. But it's my stream, so you don't have a say in that anyway. Yeah. It's on my fingies. We were mixing another color. Can you run that by me again, Mr. Bob? Mr. Ross? Can you tell me those colors? You wonder, how much would this sell for, you know? I think... Well, I'm not going to go lower than 20k as a starting bid. But... I think at a good auction house with some people who can really appreciate art, that'd be good. 80, 100, 1,000. But we'll see.
Time to get crazy now.
Let's keep it in my house for a few years first.
Midnight black. I'll put crimson in there, some sap green. We'll put some Van Dyke brown. Looking for dark color, and I'm going to mix up a pretty good pile of it. All right. Okay, let me wipe the old knife off. Okay. Now then.
A bit more midnight black, maybe.
Let's go back to the old 2-inch brush.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you how to make some gorgeous trees using a brush this big. It's important to load the brush correctly. Wiggle it.
Wiggle it.
Wiggle it.
Wiggle
That
it.
pulls the paint down toward the end of the bristles, and then sharpen it, just like you would a fine knife. There you go. Okay,
Wiggle
let's go right up here.
I think I got the wiggle proper.
Now we got to make a big decision in our world.
This actually doesn't look too
That's a
bad.
big decision. There's a tree lives right there. Touch the canvas, and then just with the corner of the brush, begin working back and forth. Start from the center, work outward.
Oh.
Center, outward. See there? And these big old trees, a little more painted, they just live right in your brush. You just have to sort of push them out. Just push them out. And down here, we don't really care. I'm going to have several trees, so we're not too interested. We'll separate them with highlights. And maybe in our world, you're right, there's another little tree. And he lives right there. Right there. See? As I say, down in here, it doesn't matter. You can put this on with a paint roller. We'll start a whole new technique of painting here.
Let's do one tree at a time.
Roller painting. All right, just loading the brush again.
I'm just going to take my time with this tree. What did he do at the bottom?
See there? And these big old trees, a little more painted, they just live right in your brush. You just have to sort of push them out. Just push them out. And down here, we don't really care. I'm going to have several trees, so we're not too interested. We'll separate them with highlights. And maybe in our world, you're right, there's another little tree. And he lives right there. Right there.
A bit more paint.
See, as I say, down in here, it doesn't matter. You can put this on with a paint roller.
Whatever you say.
A whole new technique of painting here. Roller painting. All right, just loading the brush again. And
Maybe I don't agree as much.
Trees live in our world. We'll have another one there. Just using the corner of the brush when you first start, and as you work down the tree, you're pushing harder and harder just to bend those bristles down. Something like so. There. Shoot, I gotta have one more little tree out here. Make sure the brush is to a nice chisel edge, very sharp. Maybe this one's got a little bend in him. I like trees that don't just look like future telephone poles. They got character. Some of them, they're like people. Some of them have a few flaws in them. Some of them are a little heavier, some are a little skinnier. Something like so. And some of them maybe have a little tilt in their world, and that's okay. That's okay. There, a little more color. And while we got this on the brush, let's come right into here, and let's put us in the indication of some reflections. It'll be right into that big group of trees. That easy. That easy. And we put a little land in there. See, this is all still just using a 2-inch brush. Just putting the indication here of a little bit of land. We'll come back and highlight all of that.
He does it so well.
Across, zoop, that easy. And we have instant that right into that big group of trees. That easy. That easy. And we put a little land in there. See, this is all still just using a 2-inch brush. Just putting the indication here of a little bit of land. We'll come back and highlight all of that. There, go across, zoop, that easy. And we have instant reflections. That may be one of the neatest things that happens in this technique. All right, let's take a little white, a little dark sienna, mix them together, make a nice.
Yeah, I can do that. Anything new to say? Is it oil paint? No, it's not. It's acrylic. Trees are better than people. Okay, let's continue.
That may be one of the neatest things that happens in this technique. All right, let's take a little white, a little dark sienna, mix them together, make a nice brown color. Cut off a little roll of paint, and it should be right on the edge of the knife. All right, let's take a little white, a little dark sienna, mix them together, make a nice brown color. Cut off a little roll of paint, and it should be right on the edge of the knife. And we can go up in here, and let's just put a happy little tree trunk here and there. There, something about like.
Let's see what he's doing.
Now you can change just a few trees into.
He said a little bit of white.
A lot of trees. Right on the other. All right, let's take a little white, a little dark sienna, mix them together.
Some dark sienna.
Make a nice brown color. Cut off a little roll of paint, and it should be right on the edge of the knife. And we can go up in here.
Oh, sure, just use the same paint. Who cares? Me.
Let's just put a happy little tree trunk here and there. There, something about like that. Now you can change just a few trees into a lot of trees by putting the indication of tree trunks here and there, because we don't know how many trees are behind.
It's character.
It.
That's character. Right there, that's character. I hope I don't get any of this on my clothes. Trust the man with the nice hair. I will. Starting to think maybe I should have gotten some more workspace. Oh yeah. That's poop. Yeah, that was a horrible idea. I'm just gonna put as many tree trunks as I have here. Because that's what I want to do. I got my mic on. You know, this paint's actually making me hungry because it's making me think of chocolate mousse. That bad. Oh well. Oh well. Just a bit more for the last tree. Maybe don't get the rubber in the paint. I think this one deserves a bit more. Well, there you go, a bit more of a defined tree trunk. Okay. What you got? Oh, don't mute him.
The whole forest. You didn't know you had that kind of power, did you? But you do.
Well,
You do. On this piece of canvas, you can do anything that your mind can imagine.
well, I wasn't thinking of this,
Let's
but
make some more. Shoot, that was fun. Load the brush up the same way.
thanks.
This is your bravery test. Maybe one goes right off the canvas on this side. Still just using the old 2-inch brush.
More of the big mixture, which was a bunch of colors together, and I don't exactly remember them. This one, and then this one. I just think it didn't have white and dark sienna. Look at me talking like a painter. I'm sorry about the viewer engagement. I can't really look at chat too much. As you may notice, I am painting. So please forgive me. Mixing a little more dark in there. Doesn't seem like the same color. That's too bad. Too bad for the world, not for me. I'm going to continue with this color.
Still just using the old 2-inch brush.
Little
And just
harsh.
working back and forth like that. Well, that is a big tree. That's all right. It's our world, and if we want a big tree in it, we can have a big tree. We can have anything in here that we want. There. Because you can do anything that you believe you can do. And
Thanks, bro.
I know you can do this. I know you can do it.
I'm doing my best.
There. Maybe. Yeah. We'll have another one that lives right there.
This is a bird's nest. That's why it's so big up
In
here.
here, once again, we don't care. We'll separate all that with just highlights. That's working so good, we got to do one more. We'll have one more. I like him. This is a good painting to give you some practice using the old 2-inch brush and for making some fantastic evergreens.
Ain't exactly a
And
2-inch
fun
brush.
is to do a demonstration,
my
show your family or your friends how you can do this. And when you drag out a brush, it looks about like what they painted the barn with last week. They won't believe you can do this. There. All right. Something like that. I tell you
Put
what.
another one to the left of it, right?
And in here, once again, we don't care. We'll separate all that with just highlights.
Oh, that was
That's
red.
working so good, we got to do one more. We'll have one more. I like him. This is a good painting to give you some practice using the old 2-inch brush and and for making some fantastic evergreens. And what's fun is to do a demonstration.
Keeping it that way.
Show your family or your friends how you can do this. And when you drag out a brush, it looks about like what they painted the barn with last week. They won't believe you can do this. There. All right. Something like that. I tell you what, maybe there's, yep, you're right. It comes right down there. And in here, we'll just fill it up. Just fill it up. Just put some color in. There. Okay. Now then, we'll put a few tree trunks over here on this side, still using that same color, dark sienna, a little white. There. Now this old big boy, he goes right off the canvas. We'll assume he's a big tree, strong tree. Maybe he's the papa tree that lives out here. And here and there you can see a few little things that just live in there. You can take the knife and just scrape in the indicator.
You made a bottom, right?
Fill it up.
Oh yeah, you filled it up.
Put some color in. There. Okay.
Let me just take a sec there. Just a quick check. See how you guys are doing. No, that's not what I mean with that. I'm saying I'm taking to be able to provide you with my best experience. I have to be able to focus on myself for a second. So yes, I'm focusing on myself for the second, so that in the end, or in total, you can have a better look at what I'm doing, or whatever. Just think of it like this. If I was constantly talking to you, like you can, during the painting, I just painted the bottom, probably wouldn't look like this. Now you could say this doesn't look like much either, but I don't think it would have improved very much if I was talking to you at the moment.
Now then.
Oh yeah, wait, I paused it so I can make the bottom. And have a quick sip of water too. No, I keep doing that. And see about that bottom. Makes me think of when I model stuff in Roblox. I always try to copy weapons, and because my friend needed weapons for Roblox, and I make it out of basic parts and whatever. And then to create the proper weapon copy, I always make sure to align things with other things. So I begin with the upper receiver usually, and then I make the bottom, and then I start making a few sights, possibly maybe rails, who knows. And then from there, whenever I build something else, I always try to see what distance is it. Occasionally I grab a ruler and put it on the screen for because I usually copy a 3D model. And then I try to copy the ratios and try to figure out how tall or how long a certain part should be on my design if I wanted to ratio it properly to the real one. And I just tried to do the same thing here, but well, mine already stops here. And I'm going to leave it there because I like it like that more than what I could make of that. So I just tried to copy it like this, like, oh no, it's got to go underneath, but if I did that, it would go all the way over there, and I want to have that same kind of water he has. So I'm going to let it come to about here. Don't knock the painting off. I'll take that little, whatever that was, bit of paint over here and take it with me. Phone's gone off. I don't need that right now. Put it in my dirty laundry. There we go. I'm assuming he's gonna ask us to do the same thing. I might put something over here. He's actually filled that up here, but I like this tree like this. I don't want to make it any thicker. And I might put something over here if we don't fill it up with anything at all yet. We'll see.
Trunks over here on this side, still using that same color, dark sienna, a little white.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and mix those two again, because I have a little bit left over here. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices for art. Tell us about it, Bob.
This old big boy, he goes right off the canvas. We'll assume he's a big tree, strong tree. Maybe he's the papa tree that lives out here.
Maybe he
Here
is.
There you can see a few little things that just live in there. You can take the knife and just scrape in the indication of little limbs that are hanging. And evergreens always have these little limbs that hang off of them. Now then.
I don't think my evergreens are gonna have that.
I'll use that same old brush. Has that tree color on it. I'm going
Yeah. The video might be 25 seconds or 25 minutes long. Seconds. But my work's gonna cost more than that. It's a little differently shaded than last time. I think it needs some more white. Because I liked the way it looked in the first one. The ones on the right. See if I can get something similar to that. Oh yeah. It's a bit more similar to the first one. Makes me think of chocolate again, which means that we're on the right track. Oh, careful there. Oh, they're touching. Take that up there. I like it. I like it plenty. Why are you being so difficult? I think my improvised painting tool is having a bad day because it's not doing what I want. It should be what it wants. And now for the big one. Yep, that didn't touch nearly enough to ruin it. Probably wouldn't have just ruined it. It's not like I have some sort of perfect image anyway. It's a bit strong. Oh yeah, I like this. You know what? I used to No. I still, and maybe even more so, highly respect artists that can paint stuff that looks photorealistic. I'm gonna say a very uncommon opinion here, but I'm not a big fan of modern. Although I do think it has some nice places occasionally. When I look at something that looks photorealistic, I'm extremely impressed. And now that I know how hard it is to paint correctly, suppose it holds even more true than usual. Don't want to steal too much from there. It's a little thick here. That doesn't help. I'm gonna leave it like that. Not touch that for the moment. Show us.
Into the cad yellow. Now then, fun time. I'll use that same old brush. Has that tree color on it. I'm going right into the cad yellow. And once in a while I'll hit a little yellow ochre, a little Indian yellow, just to change the flavor a little bit. Because there was blue and black in that color, instantly.
I picked this plate up because I'm using it as a dirty.
Gorgeous green color. Load it back up to a chisel edge once again. Same way. Very sharp. Very sharp. See there? All right. Both sides. Let's go up here. Now then.
I'm gonna use this single yellow color.
Which trees in the foreground, which trees in the background. Figure it out in your mind and do the tree that's farthest away first. Do him first.
Did he get it green?
Now then, fun time. I'll use that same old brush. Has that tree color on it. I'm going right into the cad yellow.
Grab some green.
And once in a while I'll hit a little yellow ochre, a little Indian yellow, just to change the flavor a little bit. Because there was blue and black in that color, instantly we have green. We have a gorgeous green color. Load it back up to a chisel edge once
I have green over here, so I'm cheating.
Very sharp. Very sharp. See there?
No, I'm not cheating. I'm choosing my path.
Both sides. Let's go up here. Now then, let's begin deciding which trees in the foreground, which trees in the background. Figure it out in your mind and do the tree that's farthest away first. Do him first. There. And then, well, let's see. Maybe this tree. Okay. So you have to make these decisions. There. A little yellow ochre I'm going to add right in there. Just to change the flavor a little. So this tree will have a little different taste to him. There. See there? And as it works down, let it get darker and darker and darker. Because down in the bottom here, there's shadows. Big shadows. And also, trees are normally brighter at the top because you have the newest growth up there. There. If you have trouble making this stick, add the least little touch of paint thinner or a little touch of liquid white even, just to thin the paint. Because one of our golden rules that you need to remember is that a thin paint will stick to a thick paint. We start with a paint that's much thicker than normal oil paint.
Has he done all four of them?
Paint thinner.
He has.
A little touch of liquid.
What a guy. Yellow. Check out how you guys are doing. No, I'm not trying to skip you. Maybe add some background music. You do be bald. I'm not bald. Why is everyone coming in with names I don't remember? Aligon Basoli? Whatever. You're just as welcome even if I don't know who you are.
Liquid white even, just to thin the paint. because one of our golden rules that you need to remember.
Wait, I was doing the
is that
trees.
thin paint will stick.
I was doing the trees. Oh, I actually like this effect. See, it's a little hard for you, the camera, to see probably. But because I used a slightly different yellow here, or at least retook the paint, I don't know. This tree genuinely looks a little different from these. These artistic renditions of trees. This is an old tree. A little bit of a faded color. But it's still got some power. I'm gonna grab some of this again. Put it in some more green. This on its own is already an art piece. And again, if you're new here or whatever, I'm not trying to skip you, I'm trying to paint. I actually have a suggestion for you. If you enjoy having like lo-fi hip-hop on the background, I welcome you to just turn it on in the background. Because I don't want to listen to lo-fi hip-hop and I don't want to have it on my stream automatically. So, since I don't have like a radio station you can turn off, on or off, if you want to listen to it, you'd be welcome to turn it on in the background. I want to start with this one. It's giving me palm tree vibes. I think at the end, I'm gonna take some light blue and just strengthen this blue a little more. Because it's a little too empty for me now. And I wanted some of this green or yellow again. There you go, you got that little bit of difference again. It might be a bit hard to see because I'm using a webcam, but there's a slight color difference. At the bottom it gets a little weaker, but we can imagine that they blend together or whatever. Okay, that's trees. What do you want? What do you
If you have trouble making this stick, add the least little touch of paint thinner or a little touch of liquid white even, just to thin the paint. Because one of our golden rules that you need to remember is that a thin paint will stick to a thick paint. We start with a paint that's much thicker than normal oil paints. That's very important. It's much, much thicker. It's very firm, very dry. And then by sort of thinning each layer on top of that, we can
Now we're just watching Bob Ross.
layer after layer on top of it. but each layer needs to get a little bit thinner. There. So if you don't start with a thick paint, guess what's going to happen? You're going to become a mud mixer. And if you've painted...
A mud mixer?
Sooner or later, you're going to mix a little mud. All of us have. So really, pay close attention to the consistency of your paint. There. Darker, darker, darker. Down in here. Just let it fade right on into nothing. And this will happen automatically because your brush, as you're going down, is picking up that dark color, and automatically it gets darker. Now, let's load the brush different. This time, I'm going to tap it into the color. I'm going to break it open and tap it into the color, giving a little push. Let's put a little yellow out there so you can see it better. Give a little push. That loads a little bit of paint right on the edge. Let's go up in here. Now, maybe we said there was going to be some land here. Look at here. Just touch.
Okay.
I'm going to put auto darker, darker, darker. Down in here. Just let it fade right on into nothing. And this will happen automatically because your brush, as you're going down, is picking up that dark color, and automatically it gets darker. Now, let's load the brush different. This time, I'm going to tap it into the color. I'm going to break it open.
Boom, some weird stuff here.
And tap it into the color, giving a little push. Let's put a little yellow out there so you can see it better. Give a little push. That loads a little bit of paint right on the edge. Let's go up in here. Now, maybe we said there was going to be some land here. Look at here. Just touch and follow those angles. Think about the lay of the land, or the way the land flows downward. It's most important. There. And normally, in fact, I can't think of many exceptions, water always sets in a recessed area. So usually, there's a reason. Usually the land's coming downward. Pay attention to those angles. Pay you huge dividends. There. Okay? See there? You just make all these little layers of things like so. That easy. Put some on the other side too. That worked out pretty good. Once again, dip the brush into a little paint thinner or a little liquid white. The liquid white will make your color a little brighter. And sometimes that's very desirable.
That's okay. I like it like this.
Sometimes you'd want to keep it very pure. It's up to you. You make the decision. There we go. It's the hardest thing about painting is making...
I'm gonna move in front of you. I apologize.
Because when you have this much power, you have to use it correctly. There. All right. When I go home, I don't have any control over anything but the garbage. But here, I can do anything. Anything. Can move rivers here. There. But work in layers, see? Always start farthest away and work forward, forward, forward. And by tapping, it makes these little grassy areas, and you can make them where they're soft as velvet. Or you can make them very distinct. It's really up to you. It looks like a nice place just to get a good book and go up there and kick back and talk to the animals. And now, I'm going to pull the brush in a different way. See,
that doesn't look too
pulling
bad.
it in one direction. Straight down, pulling it in one direction. And that'll cause it to have a little curve in it. I want to turn the brush so that curves to the top. See it?
I don't think I can do this with my brush, but I'll
Now
try.
with the same old brush, I'm going to go right in here, and I'm just going to push in a happy little bush or two. Don't let it slide. Push it. Make your bristles bend a little bit. Look at that. See? Little bitty old tree. It lives right there. Or he can be a pretty good sized tree. Add a little Indian yellow to that. Brighten him up. Maybe there's a little friend lives right here.
Mix on the paper.
There. See? It's up to you. Up to you. Wherever you want them. I got to have one on the other side too. That's working so nice I can't quit. Where does he live? Right there. Right there. See?
Yeah, it's a bit much, but who cares?
Isn't that neat? Did you ever think with just an old 2-inch brush and a big old knife, it almost looks like a putty knife that you could paint a
I don't think I'd ever
painting
paint.
like this in a matter of minutes? You can. At first, it may take you a little longer. Don't worry about speed when you first start. Speed will happen automatically.
Hey, you see how long we've been
It
streaming?
takes a little time to learn how to load the brushes, and
Doesn't seem I care too much about
after you've
speed.
done that,
Oh, I like this.
speed will begin coming automatically.
And it probably doesn't look too good for you, but I don't care.
Bush, it lives
It's
right
looking
down
good for
here.
me. I like this part.
There
I'm
we
not putting
go.
a brush over that.
Wherever you
Am
want.
I? Maybe not.
You can have them anywhere. Now then, little water line. We'll take that Same old color. This is just liquid white. Liquid white. Pull it out flat. We're going to cut across.
Quickly look, because I got the anonymous tip that maybe I should look at chat. Oh, cool, my dad's in chat. I've painted 5 beautiful paintings in my life, and the latest is talking to you right now. Thanks, Bob. How many with instructions from Bob Ross? I did not need Ross for my oils. Okay. I must say this painting is exactly the same as the painting of Bob Ross. Sure. I agree. I think so too. Are we already almost there?
Ross, just
what?
Like little water. Where?
We are.
There we go.
Oh, it's not too bad.
Wherever you want them.
I'm having a good time.
You can have them anywhere. Now then, little water line. We'll take that same old color. This is just liquid white. Liquid white. Pull it out flat. We're going to cut across, just like we did in the background. And let's put us a little water line right under here. This little light area sort of separates the two darks. And if you get one that's too bright, all you have to do is just rub it a little bit. See there?
Okay, what is he doing now?
Water coming automatically. See there? We'll put a little bush that lives right down here. There we go. Wherever you want them. You can have them anywhere. Now then, little water line. We'll take that same old color. This is just liquid white. Liquid white.
Got that titanium white, not the liquid one.
Pull it out flat. We're going to cut across, just like we did in the background. And let's put us a little water line right under here. This little light area.
A little water line. I don't know how much space I have for the water line, but I'll do my damnedest. Okay. Maybe not like that. Maybe that's not exactly what Bob Ross meant. Maybe. Or maybe it's not exactly what he thought of when making it himself. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of what I'm doing here, so I'm gonna leave the rest of it up to imagination. Did I just put my... Yeah, I just put some on my shirt. Yeah, that was gonna happen at some point. It's just a tiny bit on the... Because there was still paint on the other side. I don't think you can get this off your shirt. Not easily, at least. Doing our best here. We've got one wounded.
Area sort of separates the two darks. And if you get one that's too bright, all you have to do is just rub it a little bit. See there?
I'll put some white in. I'm not too scared.
I want to keep these lines
some blue in.
Straight. Something like that.
We'll see where it goes.
There. You can have a little ripple here and there. Like that. Take a clean knife, and we'll just pop in indication. A few little sticks, little twigs that live out here. Wherever you want them. Some on the other side too.
I don't think my painting has room for those.
Finish painting here.
I'm not going to do those.
Take a little bit of crimson, a little paint thinner. We'll sign that one. But I hope you try this one. This is a very easy little painting to do. And as I say, even if you've never painted, this is one that you can do. Until next time, from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting, and God bless, my friend.
Okay, so we're not exactly done.
Painting, and God bless, my friend.
We're not exactly done because I still want to put some blue on the bottom. But only the slightest hue, only the suggestion of the blue. I'm gonna use a entirely different brush for it too. Because, like he says, this is my place, and I do whatever I want. Let's see if there's anything new in the chat before we go on. No, nothing. We still have 8 viewers. Hello, everybody. You've caught the tail end of the stream, or gotten to, depending on how long you've been here. Brush almost seems like it should have been wet beforehand. I'm actually gonna leave that like that. No, I'm gonna put just the slightest, like what I'm doing over here. Oh, I don't like it. Should have done that. Put some white in there. Why is this brush is really stiff? That's the color I'm looking for. Kind of like those sight swipes that he did everywhere. Clouds are a little difficultly visible. I think I painted over this one without noticing it. Might be a bit more like the color than I wanted, than I thought it was. I want to wet this one. I'm not going to. I'm afraid it'll do something that I don't like. Yeah, it's a little strong. It's a little bit of a strong blue. But even the smallest born child should at one point take their own steps without Bob Ross. Though I don't know if I should be already. Maybe I'm not grown up enough to make my own decision in paintings. Well, I am because I'm taking them, so apparently I am. Or making decisions. I think this is where I keep it. I'm not a big fan of what I did on the bottom here. I'll try to work that down a little. I kind of enjoyed it more without the white. Maybe it's because I used such an unusual knife. Make sure not to get the green on there that's now on the other side of the brush. It's already happening. And I think that's it. Let's watch the credits together while I see if I have any water left. I don't. I went through one glass of water. Well. Thanks, Bob Ross Incorporated. I think that was it. I'm gonna give you a good look of the painting. I'm gonna... Also, if you have any suggestions for what if I should paint anything next, what you thought of the stream, if you want to say anything, say it now, because I don't know how long I'll keep going. I'm gonna show you the painting. I'll do the cleaning up without you, obviously. I'm gonna see if anyone has said anything yet. No? Okay, well then I'll just take you to the painting. I'm gonna go through OBS so I can see what I'm doing. That doesn't look too bad from there. I like it more in real life, but there's only so much you can do. Just give me a sec, I'm unscrewing you. So this is the end result. It's not exactly what he did, but it's what I did. And I think I don't mind it too much. You know? I think the most important part is just like that MRE video that I uploaded yesterday. So that I had a good time doing it. And I think that's bloody important. I'm gonna stand in front of it and see if it looks... Oh, it looks a little different with shadow. Frame rate's messing up a little. Oh well. Oh well. Well, what's your final review? What would you give this out of... if you had to give a grade from like... a 1 to 1. Roughly speaking, you know? No need to round off. Or just round off. Make it easy. 1 to 1. What would you say? You know? I'm gonna see if I can put this back again. It's my forehead. Oh yeah. It's my nose. Look at my nose. It moves when I talk. That's delicious. Okay. I sat on a stool for most of it because my table's a little low. Or actually because my computer screen's a little low. See, if my computer screen was up higher, I would be able to place this up higher and I would be able to stand up. But that's not what happened. I'm gonna put this behind... No, I'm not. I'm not gonna touch anything until I'm ready to clean up. Like the stream, bro. Maybe a self-portrait. A self-portrait? I like that. I like that idea. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll... If I do it again... Oh, my bad. If I do it again, I think I'll do a self-portrait. Get a big-ass picture of myself and see if I can paint myself. Or no, I should do it in a mirror. A mirror is more fun. Hey. I saw him. I saw him look. Anyway, I think that was it. We've been streaming for a while now. I don't know how long. Well, I can't see here. Oh, 1 minute and almost... or 1 hour and almost 20 minutes. If you've been here since the beginning, thank you very much. If you just joined, thank you very much. Anyone who's left a comment, also thank you. Again, apologies. I think what I might do is... I'm gonna have to think of something creative to be able to... Maybe I should just put it on my phone. I'm thinking about it because I don't want to be distracted by chat, because you saw some moments where I just shut up and focused. I enjoy being able to do that. But I also want to have it a little bit easily accessible. Like just looking over. So maybe I should put it on my phone. We'll see. I could maybe stuff it behind somewhere. Well, anyway. Next time when if I make a self-portrait, which, like I said, sounds pretty good. I could get the setup a little different because I don't have the restriction of needing to see the computer screen. So that'll make it a little easier to work with. For the rest, I think that's it. Everyone, thanks for watching. I've got a I've got a new fucking painting in my house. You know, I have a bunch of wall space over there. Let's see if I can show you without destroying everything. That's my bed. It's messy for a reason. That's also a painting of mine, actually. And the thing on the background, it's a long story. This used to be my parents' room, and when me and my brother were very small, my parents and my brother and me together painted this wall. There's a bunch of things I didn't agree with as a kid, and I don't mind as much now. So maybe it's just always been an artistic wall. Well, maybe I could put it up there. Who knows? I'll probably find a room for it. I really hope you didn't hear me fart, but I think you did. You know, there's only so much a man can do in a day. I'll pick it up show you, and then end the stream. If I drop it now, there you go. This is what we got. This is the painting I made today. Don't I look like a proud mama? Well, maybe this will go somewhere. Maybe this won't. Maybe I'll stream again. Maybe I won't. If I do, I think it'll be a self-portrait. Again, good suggestion. Everyone who's been watching, thanks. Everyone who might watch, if this ever becomes some sort of highlight video, which I don't think it will. I think I enjoy it more as a stream. Yeah, I'm not making a highlight video out of this. I just decided. In that case, everyone who's watched the stream, either live or not, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. Out of the deepest parts of my heart, hope you enjoyed, because I had a good time. A very calming, very focused good time. And I'll see everyone next time. Goodbye. Check the chat one last time. Hi, Hilsig. Nope. Oh, well, who knows. Bye.